Guys, I know it's been a while. I burnt myself out, alright? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I literally just burnt myself out. For me, it's been a long 2 years, so I decided to step away from the market, take a bit of a break while I could, especially in the pretty interesting correction. Let's just call it interesting, but that's what we're going to be covering today, as well as a few coins at the end. So, Bitcoin has been very shaky right now. The market feels like it is literally both on the edge of a cliff and at the bottom of a mountain at the same time, especially after the bombardment of bearish news around the global economy recently. However, all hope is not lost. Many have said that this is the top and this is the end of the bull run, and a lot think we are not coming back for a while. Many don't even know what's going on and what is coming for the game, and still voice their opinions like there's some anti-meme advocate or something like that, you know what I mean? So today I've decided to clear everything up and clear what the heck is actually going on in crypto. And today I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about also what has been going on and why it's so volatile and why the market is constantly fluctuating so much and why I've been experiencing such a rough ride as of late. I do apologize. I am a little bit sick at the moment, coming off some COVID, but yeah, let's get straight into today's video, guys. Got a lot to cover. Also, the Patreon is now free for all members who have subscribed. So if you're currently subscribed to the cryptowithzach Patreon, make sure you cancel that subscription and you will keep it forever for free. So make sure you do that. But also, all the Patreon content is now free as well. So if you want to get all the Patreon content, make sure you join that Discord. The link is in the description. All the information you're going to need is going to be there. So firstly, we have a very interesting timeline coming up with crypto, and we have to be very aware of what is coming up so that we know what is going to really happen, all right, and what's going to be priced into the market. So firstly, we have the election set for November, where Kamala and Trump will ultimately settle for that final result. This will be an interesting decision, but for the sake of the bull run, let's just pray we get a pro-crypto administration, because this decision will be a major catalyst for the next leg up. So I'm going to be watching this very closely over the next few months. Let's just say if we get Kamala into office and the Kamala administration into office, it's not going to be very good for crypto over the next few years. Not necessarily it's going to be bad, but people aren't going to be imagining it as a good situation, and most will be cashing in a lot of their crypto assets and finding alternatives, right? Especially if we get an anti-crypto administration. Compared to a pro-crypto administration such as Donald Trump and RFK, if these two come in and end up buying their 1 to 4 million Bitcoin, which they are planning to do over the next few years, this is going to be really, really interesting for Bitcoin's price. This is going to be a major, major catalyst for the next leg. And I really think if we see this happen, we're going to get an extended bull run going balls deep into 2025. So this is going to be a very interesting result to see. But let's just hope it's pro-crypto administration. We also have a lot of chitter-chatter around the possibility of consecutive rate cuts from the Fed as an attempted aid and solution to mitigate the current global economy crisis, all right? Not many people have money. A lot of retail traders, a lot of retail investors, a lot of, regular citizens don't have a lot of money because they're either stuck in large loans or large debts, and repaying these loans at the current interest rate is just pretty much not impossible, but it doesn't leave them with a lot of money to play with, right? So what we see when we cut rates is we tend to see people starting to have more money to spend, but this is going to take a little bit of time because, say, for example, if you're repaying $2,000 to $3,000 per month on your loan, well, you're going to be saving maybe around $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 or something like that on that first rate cut. It's probably a little bit more than that. I think that's quite a bit off. But you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be saving like a huge amount. Compared to institutions who might have, $500 million loan, this is going to be massive. So we're going to see our major players starting to move first. We're going to see this rate cut price in moving into the date, and this is going to change our bias and really give us that bullish movement that we need, probably to the top of the range. And then when we get closer to December and then next year, we're going to be looking for our next rate cuts being priced into the movement. What I'm going to be wanting for this to ideally play out is the price to continue to, the market or Bitcoin to really continue to price in the rumors of these Federal Reserve rate cuts, because buying the rumor, selling the news is an excellent way to make money in crypto, right? When you play it correctly. News events that are coming up and we know what the probably outcome is going to be, price themselves into the market on the build up, right? And then when we get to these events, let's say, for example, the halving, we had a massive build up to the halving and the halving was the top, all right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor that the halving is going to be the start of the bull run and the catalyst for us to go to $100,000 a coin. But really that was a part-time top, all right? And we're back on the bottom side of the range. So buying the rumor, selling news is an excellent way to treat crypto, but you just got to be careful with how you do it. Other news events are breaking news events. We'll cover this soon when we talk about the war. I'll cover the war very, very soon, but breaking news events are the events that can cause the quick flash pumps and dumps, all right? So when Jerome Powell actually makes that call, or actually when he gets up on stage, right, that's when we get that volatility. That's when we get that breaking news event. We get that huge volatility in the smaller time frames compared to the massive build up that there was going to be a rate cut happening. Anyway, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If not, send me a DM on Discord. I'm happy to explain it. But basically, yeah, we just need to be aware that with these rate cuts coming, we are going to see people having more money. All right. But not only are we going to want to see this, I am going to want inflation to continue, because if we continue to print money and we continue giving these private organizations and these government funded companies money, that money is going to feed down the chain, and I guarantee you it is going to end up back in the global market eventually. So that is why I'm really bullish on us moving forward, because the US have stopped printing money for the moment, but it's looking like they might continue soon. But also it's looking like they want to cut rates, which is two excellent combinations for us to essentially move into a bull run. We also have factors such as the war in Ukraine and the Middle East, with news constantly being used by large institutions and corporations to essentially manipulate the prices of assets. Here's a classic example of when breaking news is used in order to either crash a price or make money for an institution. We've seen this many times on the war in the Middle East and a few times on the war in Ukraine. It's just something to keep your eyes on. So if you see something incredibly bearish, all right, it's obviously good to make a move from there. Whether you hold through it or whether you swap for stables, that is your decision on how you play the game. We also have people like Jamie Dimon attempting to, manipulate Bitcoin's price by saying stuff, right? He said Bitcoin is at its peak value. Remember around the halving, all right? Jamie Dimon and people like him and anti-Bitcoiners are going to attempt to do this. We'll have institutions who are anti-crypto attempt to spread fear across the game and across the crypto market, because that's just what they like to do, right? That's just, if they can make money doing that, they can make money doing that. It's very, very interesting how they do it. But really, the game is being played in crypto right now. We have eyes of the global market. Everyone knows what Bitcoin is now. Everyone knows Bitcoin broke its all-time high. Everyone knows that it's probably going to start pushing up again, but a lot of people just aren't buying it. Ultimately, there's so much coming for crypto. I'm expecting we're just going to remain here for a bit. I do think we are going to travel sideways for a period of time, because there's so much indecision in the market until we get closer to that rate cut date, until we start seeing this price really starting to move up and pricing in these bullish events that we have coming up. We're really just going to stay here and raid liquidity to the downside until our institutions have accumulated their positions, or until we have more institutions come in, squeezing the price upwards, and then we're ready for another round of market manipulation. So it really just depends on what the entire market as a whole wants to do, but for the long term, it's looking very, very good. So I'm not going to be selling anything. It is the perfect time to buy, guys. Make sure you stick around. Make sure you like and subscribe, because next video, I'm going to be going into some cryptocurrency gems I'm going to be holding for the next leg up. So we're going to jump into 3 gems. We want gems or cryptocurrency projects that are in hot narratives, that are going to have volume, and that there's going to be a lot of money flowing in. What's the one narrative that comes to my mind right now? It's obviously AI. We have NVIDIA earnings coming up. They may not necessarily be as pretty as we expect. However, going forward, especially once the global market picks up, NVIDIA is going to once again be one of our very, very strong and big catalyst for AI in crypto. So we're going to start with Aethir. It's a DePIN/AI project currently at a $217 million market cap, $32 million in volume. We already have a very, very healthy volume. 15% of our market cap has been flowing in and out over those last 24 hours. We have a slow release into our supply, and it is a good distribution. So right now we do have around 10% of our coins in circulation, with a max of 42 million coins using ETH and also Arbitrum for their networks. Very good project, all right? Essentially what Aethir is, we can scroll down here. I won't go into too much depth on what Aethir is. I've got a few write-ups in the Discord if you want to go read that. But basically, it's a DePIN artificial intelligence-based project. So what we're going to be seeing from Aethir is a huge amount of GPUs and computational power essentially being able to be outsourced to those requiring it for AI training, or whether it be rendering, so on and so forth, right? We know what these DePIN projects are like. We get the gist of the narrative and and the vibe. It's going to be a very good project moving forward, even though it's at a $200 million market cap. Where is it? A $200 million market cap. I mean, we're going to see projects like this hitting in the billions, and I'm going to be looking for quick spurts and quick changes, all right? So when AI runs, I'm going to be taking my profit once AI runs and then hopefully distributing into the next hot narrative and then coming back once we've had that AI correction. So Aethir is going to be my first one. I'm also going to be talking about Phoenix. This has got excellent listings, all right? We've already got the Binance listing off the bat from the previous cycle. These guys were supposed to be hot. However, we had the end of the bull run. So yeah, right now we're sitting at a 60, so not the end of the bull run as in this cycle, I mean last cycle in 2021. So a $66 million market cap with a very, very healthy amount of volume once again, and a lot more coins in circulation. So 80%, a lot more safety, a lot more security, and you can feel, a lot better holding these coins. Also built on the BNB smart chain. So there is a direct correlation between Phoenix, PHP, and Binance. So that is a good relationship to have, and also the distribution of exchanges. Phoenix, essentially what they're doing is they're creating AI-based Web3 privacy apps and Web3 security apps. So it's a smaller AI project, more niche, but these guys with their layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain can start building and getting these apps out there on the regular. Phoenix is a very good project. I do think we can hit $1 billion with this. However, I feel like a safe 10x is definitely the hold for this project. Get your 10x, get into the next project, get another 10x, solidify that 100x. That is how I'm going to be making my 100x gains this move. Lastly, I'm going to be covering Solidus AI Tech. This is a project I haven't covered on my channel. I'm not going to go too deep into it today. However, I will make a video on this going forward, going right into what the project is, and especially on these tokenomics as well. But they're good tokenomics. 50% of our supplies in circulation. Nothing to complain about there. A possible 100% increase or 100% inflation. However, I think the US dollar probably did that in about a year. So it doesn't really matter in regards to cryptocurrency inflation because it always beats regular inflation. Right now, I'm sitting at an $86 million market cap with $3.5 million in volume. So a lot less volume compared to Phoenix and Aethir. However, the volume always picks up as we push into a more bullish market. It's really just in a correction phase right now. We had this massive push and then a massive correction, and obviously we're going to have sideways movement for quite a period of time until our holders balance. So Solidus in a nutshell is basically a high performance computational data center that is providing a few different benefits. The main benefit is they're providing a marketplace where you can not only rent GPUs and computational power from the computational data center, but you can also rent, buy, and use AI models. So they're really combining multiple different AI use cases into their project and allowing investors to really invest in this project in one of the easiest ways possible through cryptocurrency. Yes, it is pretty volatile at the moment, as you can see the chart. However, this is a very good project. I'm very bullish on this moving forward. As we can see, we have our GPU marketplace, access high performance GPUs for any task. We have our AI marketplace, discover impactful AI tools to automate day-to-day business and personal activities. But then they've also got their launch pad, so gateway to seed, private and public rounds for premium early stage projects. There is a lot more to cover. I will make a full in-depth video on Solidus AI Tech, but yeah, I'm very bullish on this moving forward. This is a very good project, and they're finally in a good buying area. Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, and if you like this sort of content, make sure you subscribe. If you're enjoying that Discord server, don't forget all the Patreon content is now free. Make sure you join that through the link in the description, and apart from that, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.